Welcome to the podcast. My name is Max.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Mae, and we were had. Can you believe it?
There are twists and there are turns.
Defleshed is a standard death.
Oh, that's fun.
We were had.
We were.
This week on the pod, we are talking about psychics, but specific ones related to true crime. If you guys were listening last week, it was a little different than last week's topic, which was basically like, are psychics real? Do regular people have that ability or not? So
And
this is
we are going to get to the bottom of it because these are real people.
These are real people.
Possibly real psychics. Also, what else is different from last week?
We all have water this time. The last time we... No, the set is amazing.
Look at us.
We are... This is legit. I mean, this is great.
If you're listening, you should be able to hear how nice the set looks. If you're just if you're just on Apple Podcasts, just know that we're in a much nicer space.
I only have one chin. You guys will miss my second chin from the other angles.
Now's the time
Sorry.
to go to YouTube. We look our best.
But yeah, shout out to Too Much Content Studio for having us in. We're really excited about it, and this is where we're going to be from here on out.
We'll die in this studio.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I felt that way, yeah. Not long from now. I feel like...
No, yeah.
Well, maybe one of these psychics will predict our death. How about that?
What a
Transition.
transition. She's a fucking
Look
pro.
at that.
Yeah. There's something about the studio space. Suddenly, we get the science of podcasting.
My heart is racing.
My anxiety is through the roof.
I can't believe how high these stakes are.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. All right, so we're going to get into it. So the first person I'm going to talk about is this woman named Dorothy Allison. So we're going to put up a picture of Dorothy in post, and she is a self-proclaimed...
That's something we say now.
That's right.
That's something we say.
Was that the word you just told me about? That I just learned a few seconds ago? Yeah, okay, great. Post.
So she is a self-proclaimed psychic and was used as a consultant for police for finding missing bodies and solving crimes.
This is Dorothy?
Yeah.
Wow. If you can't see her, she looks like Ben with no makeup.
Ben
Just
10
no
years
change.
ago.
She looks like...
Much younger, beautiful Ben, but with glasses.
She looks like every Golden Girls put together into one person.
That's right. I hope she's the slutty one. Yeah.
I kind of believe her more because like she's so serious.
Well, she wouldn't be doing this to get that face out there.
No, well, so listen to this. So she was from Jersey City, New Jersey, and when she was a child, her neighbors thought she was a witch.
That feels fair.
It does, but also every 14-year-old girl thinks they're a witch.
Wait, she thought she was a witch, or other people made fun of her for it?
Other people did. Her neighbor said that she was a witch, but she was probably doing witchy stuff.
Well,
but
was
that's
she
what
like breaking
everybody
little
does.
animals' heads and shit? Or was she doing like...
I don't know about that. Let's go with that.
Let's go.
So at age 14, she had a vision of her father's death, and a few weeks later, he died of pneumonia. Isn't that weird?
Well,
and this was like, we're talking like 1960s. People aren't just like dropping dead from pneumonia you know?
Tell you what it reminds me of is when they killed that guy, the unkillable man. Then they gave
Yeah.
that woman pneumonia. Was
Oh,
she
yeah.
predicting her own crime? I immediately started accusing these people of committing crime.
Wait, which reference are you making?
Remember the Teflon Mike or whatever his name was?
Oh, yeah. He finally went down from pneumonia? Was
No,
that right?
that's how they killed like one of their victims. They left soaked a woman, put her in a bed, like they got her really drunk, put her in a bed next to an open window.
Yeah, and then they
that's
told
how
the
she
cops,
died.
they were like, she probably died from pneumonia.
Yeah.
They were
Which
like,
she
"That's-
might have.
That's exactly how
No,
she
she
died.
did.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, got it, yeah.
Have you ever listened to the podcast?
Have you been there in the room?
Episodes ago. No, I was waiting for us to get this setting. Now I'm ready
And
to
now
go.
he's
Yeah.
engaged.
So after she predicted her father's death and it came true, she came to the conclusion that she was a psychic. And then her mother apparently was also a seer, which I don't know if that's a synonym for psychic or not.
That's another fun word for it.
And warned her that visions were a gift and should never be used for profit. So
Oh, so there's like a moral element
It's the
for this.
Spider-Man speech. Great power of great responsibility.
Right. Just the aunt instead of the uncle.
Listen, it's going to happen every time, no matter what.
yeah. So for more than 30 years, Allison used that gift to help police find missing children and those who preyed upon them. So she amassed a wall full of framed citations from police departments, but never accepted any money. She would accept money for like travel expenses and things like that.
Well, she
You know.
got the expense. I mean, she's not Mother Teresa, let's be honest.
But then, so she's like,
I just like the idea of her sending receipts. Yeah.
right. And so she's like,
she has to do her taxes. She's still a human.
Yeah, right.
but then she would appear on television shows to discuss it, and then she would make money off of that. So I was like, okay, get off your high horse.
Okay. But I mean, it does sound like she's a superhero, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Put her in the Avengers because that's an actual thing. So this is true. Like, this is just
Yeah, she's
true.
got the look to be an Avenger.
Yeah, she's a real ScarJo vibes on her.
So 9 years before she died, Allison told her family that she would not live to be 75, and she died in a Belleville, New Jersey hospital of heart failure at age 74, and her birthday was 4 weeks away. Isn't that crazy?
That's statistically, at that time, age bracket, it's realistic to say that.
No, but to be that close to 75.
That's true, yeah. Again, something that she could have had control over.
But let's go back to the other stuff, because I'm very impressed with, was she solving crimes? I mean, what was going on here?
Yeah, so it's true.
Yeah, sort of. So I'll get into like one of her specific crimes that she was credited with. So this guy named John Demyers was happily married 30-year-old New York City banker with 2 young children when he boarded the evening commuter train to Nutley, New Jersey, December 20th, 1974. So when the train stopped in Nutley, Demyers was not on board. So the police investigation, which addressed both foul play and the possibility that he had voluntarily run away, eventually called on the assistance of Dorothy Allison. So Allison told the detective she saw John falling off the train and drowning. And so Allison couldn't say exactly where this had happened. She did say that she saw a bow and arrow and the numbers 2, 2, and 2. Okay.
Specifics are always good when you're conning.
Right.
Always
Yeah, I mean, if you
very
find those
specific.
things, you would be like, yeah, no, that's
oh my
probably-
god.
Yeah.
And even if the numbers are a little wrong, it was 224, but she got most.
You dumb fuck.
They started just chirping her.
So although law enforcement couldn't make sense of the clues that she offered, the body of John Demyers turned up 2 months later on February 22nd. So 222.
Whoa.
How crazy is that?
Oh.
I know.
It definitely took people a while to figure
Yeah.
to make that connection.
Right. They're like, oh, okay.
10 years later, they figured out. Yeah.
And then it was an arrow because she took a shot in the dark.
Well, there's more. There's more. So he was discovered by a father and son that were practicing archery. Remember, she said the arrows?
Right.
Right.
And by the shore of some river, which runs along a train route, which ran along his train route. So one of the arrows landed beside his body in shallow water. So basically, he fell off a train and drowned. Exactly like she said he was. The vision.
So she's a witch.
She's a witch.
So they were right. The local. Let me tell you something. You heard it here on We Were Had. Sometimes local bullies are correct.
All of it. Most
Yeah, I'm going to
times.
go, I'm going to take it a step further.
They're nothing if not honest.
Mean, but
Yeah.
Blunt.
So let's get into another case from Allison.
Wait, so are we just going to... Oh, this is still the same woman. I
Still
thought
the
you were
same
ready
woman.
to move on because I want to talk about the fact that she's actually a psychic, it sounds like.
I think so.
But this would be an example where she wasn't able to see it beforehand. Was she ever able to prevent a crime? Or was
No.
more...
There's someone else, though, that we'll get into
That's a really good question.
that's able to see crimes before they happen, and then they do happen. And I'm like, okay, so you committed the crime.
So there's really no winning, to be fair. This is what happened with... What was that? Was that
Oh,
psychic?
God, he's referencing another episode. Jeez.
It was the last episode. This one relates.
We were at Encyclopedia.
That's what we do on episodes. We just list our old episodes.
Listen, I'm going to know considerably less about what we talk about because I'm no longer going to be editing this, so consider me checked out. I'm going to show up like talent, record, and leave. And that's the last you'll see of me for the week. But last week when we were talking about psychics, when they did like the science experiments on it, they kept moving the goalposts.
Yeah.
So like even when there was evidence, every scientist was like, well, then the science is not right.
Right.
So it's like unfair.
I do remember last week's episode.
Thank you. I'm glad you were there for that.
Also, like some of these people, yes, they get a lot of things right, but they also get some of it wrong. So people are like, they point to that as well. They don't know everything. And it's like, yeah, okay, but they also get a lot of things really right. That's kind of interesting.
She said bow and arrow and then she named every single other weapon that you can think of.
Just taking guesses.
Gun,
she's like,
knife.
revolver, big gun, smaller gun.
Nunchucks.
Here's the thing though, is that like if it's from dreams, I'm impressed to remember any of it.
Yeah.
You start losing it right away if you don't start
Notepad
writing it
next to
down.
the
You gotta.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the trick here.
That's the trick. We're all psychic. You just don't have a notebook next to your bed.
All right, so I'm going to get into another case that she, quote unquote, solved. So 1974, San Francisco's Randolph Hearst invited her to help find his kidnapped daughter, Patricia. So his daughter was missing. He called her. The police didn't call her.
Wait, is this Paddy Hurst?
You're still looking at the side. You're giving yourself a side angle. If you move your computer a little over here.
What do you want me to do? Like this.
Right? To face the camera more. I just, you know what? We finally got a head-on camera for the presenter.
Is
I don't want
good?
you looking at it and still getting this.
Someone's both
Okay.
actor and director.
I'm
Apparently.
sorry. I can't turn it off. I can't turn it off.
Got a real auteur on our hands here.
Yeah, I guess it is Paddy Hurst.
What did Paddy Hurst do?
Paddy Hurst was the one, like Stockholm Syndrome.
Right.
She joined the whatever.
Yeah, she like robbed a bank with her kidnappers, right?
Right. And she was the
Famous
granddaughter
Hurst.
of the newspaper guy.
Oh, really?
Right.
Is that what we're talking about here, or is
I
it just a
guess
name coincidence?
It didn't say that, but maybe.
I wasn't listening to the first part. I was really focused on that angle.
All right. Let's start that whole section
Okay.
over.
Oh, we're starting the episode over.
It's a wash, guys. I
our
honestly
worst
don't love
episode
this
yet.
backdrop.
All right.
That was worth a shot.
Okay. 1974, this guy, Randolph Hearst in San Francisco, invited Allison to go out and help find his kidnapped daughter, Patricia. So Allison didn't find the young woman, but later called the FBI twice to say that she felt Paddy was hiding in Pennsylvania and then in New York City. Both feelings proved accurate, and Allison was also correct in predicting that the newspaper heiress, yes, you're right, would join her captors in robbing a bank. So she knew that she was going to rob a bank too.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How
So-
did this woman? This is the original woman that we're talking about.
Yeah,
still.
same
Okay.
woman. So 2 years after that, Dorothy Allison, saw the word mar, M-A-R, and oil in connection with the missing 14-year-old girl. In 1978, two boys found the girl's body in an oil drum on Staten Island near a rock with the word M-A-R scrawled on it.
No.
Oh, I thought the twist was going to be that Mar kind of mean. Wait, does Mar mean river? No, that's mare.
It was
Never
in
mind.
March.
It was it was a maritime crime.
But yeah, pretty crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Cool. So, I mean, she didn't have any motive in any of this stuff because, like, that's the only way that you can explain this is that she did it, or she herself spent every night driving around town looking for bodies, and then when
Yeah.
she found one, she'd be like, the next day. There's one in the lake.
She just
she's
writes
wearing
Mar
muddy,
next to
she's
it.
wearing muddy shoes. Like, she like was very clearly like swimming last night.
I also predict they'll find my DNA all over these
Yeah.
victims.
That's a
The
great way to get
supernatural is
around
crazy.
it.
Yeah.
Also, she famously was involved in the Son of Sam case.
She's doing big stuff.
Big stuff.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, she's a heavy hitter.
Oh, yeah. So she was credited with giving an accurate depiction of the Son of Sam killer to the police artist and correctly predicted he would be picked up on a traffic violation.
She dressed up like a dog.
She joined the police for it and arrested the Son of Sam killer.
Yeah. Crazy, though.
Good for her.
Good
hey,
for
good
her.
for her.
Good for her.
I can't believe I've never heard of this woman.
Yeah. You know what? And that's the government trying to keep her secret.
Yeah.
When they killed her at 74 and 48
her
weeks
out.
old. Yeah.
So
Too
she did
powerful.
have a few failures. She's sort of like Alex Jones in this way, you know? She's good most
She
of
was
the
against
time.
Sandy Hook. She
What are we
predicted it
getting?
wasn't real.
I was going to have him as one of these people, but then I was like, we're going to get banned on YouTube. So
Oh, you were going to have, oh, Jesus Christ.
he has predicted a lot of stuff correctly. It's true.
And a couple of swing and misses. but other
It's
than
just
that-
true.
Yeah.
All right. So she also had a
Just
bunch
so
of...
we could stop here. That's the clip that we just may say for this week. Alex Jones has predicted a lot of good stuff.
He's a good guy.
He has some points.
He's got some points, okay?
I've never seen gayer frogs.
Wait, what?
That was a thing that he used to say.
That frogs are gay.
That
That the
frogs
water
are
was
gay?
making the frogs gay.
Oh, my God.
That was like
Okay.
one of the OG Jonesisms.
That's fucking
I used to
hilarious.
listen all the time.
Imagine you just find out your parents are an Alex Jones household.
That's amazing.
Frogs
That's great.
are gay. Wait,
He said the water was making frogs gay. Gay
but are frogs gay?
I
Are
don't
some
know,
frogs?
I think every animal has...
To be fair, frogs are a little gay. Those bit long legs, kind of always jumping around.
There's two parts to this. Are frogs gay? And if so, is it the water that's making them gay? So
No.
I'm trying to solve the first one.
I think it was God that made them gay. It's not a choice.
Very progressive.
Sorry. Please continue.
So yeah, so she had a bunch of public failures as well. She got called in to help with the Atlanta monster case, which was in the 1980s, and some guy was going around murdering tons of kids. No.
Oof.
And the Atlanta police detective branded her a wacko broad who rode around in a big limousine.
What accredited newspaper was this?
I don't know. And ate really well for 3 days and then went home. He said that she gave the police 42 possible names and none of them were arrested, none of them were connected or at all. So she was completely wrong and just wasted her time and was driving around in a limousine apparently.
Tell you what, that's a good con to actually be right and then hang it up, and then for the rest of the time you're just eating pretty. Let me
Right.
tell you. Although, can I just say, here's a defense in Dorothy's case. You give them the names. Did the police always get the suspect even when they're guilty?
That's true.
I'll say it. Sometimes they miss.
Oh,
So I'm saying one of the 42 names could have been the actual killer.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
what you're saying.
yeah.
Got it.
It wasn't though. They solved the case.
Okay, that's a shame.
Yeah.
I tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she had a few other things that aren't really that interesting that she that she swung and missed on. So she had a lot of things right, a lot of things wrong.
The things that she got right are weirdly
That's
specific.
very right.
Yeah, very right.
Yep.
It's almost like she didn't try in the Atlanta monster case. She was just on there on
Listen.
vacation.
Yeah, she just wanted to go to Atlanta, to be honest with you.
Yeah, she just can't solve it in Atlanta. That's just not her city.
Right.
Psychic powers are weird that way.
Yeah.
That's funny. So what's the verdict?
I don't know. I think maybe.
You turn, see yourself on the camera, just melt down.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's too much stress.
I can't say.
I blacked out the past 20 minutes.
When I listen to this podcast, it'll be the first time I hear any of this because I'm blacked out right now.
Yeah, that's
From
it.
nerves.
Wake up tomorrow morning. Something about gay frogs?
I don't
even know what.
That's the takeaway.
So what do you think?
I mean, here's the thing. If it happened once, okay, I guess it's just a weirdly good guess. But to even get it that right 3 times or more, there's something going on. She's some sort of psychic.
Bow and arrow.
What's
Yeah,
the
that was
That's
crazy.
what's getting me.
What's the other fucking explanation? I'd love to talk to a skeptic.
Yeah.
And
No,
hear what else it could
bow
be.
and arrow got me. I don't know why specifically bow and arrow.
on board.
This is not Robin Hood times. That's
Right.
a weird choice.
There was no
Very weird.
reason for a bow to be there. But like, what did you come across any other like skeptics being like, here's an explanation for how she could have possibly known?
No, I came across a bunch of people being like, she's a hoax, she's a fraud, she's this, she's that, she's a bad person, X, Y, and Z. But it's not nothing that was like, this is my explanation for how she did blah, blah, blah.
Here's the thing. Haters make us famous. We have no choice to stand. God bless you, Dorothy.
Right.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right, moving on. Our next maybe psychic, Baba Vanga. So we're going to put her up.
Wow.
There she is.
She looks legit. Let
Wow.
me tell you something.
Right.
Ben, do a
This-
deep description here, please.
Sure, her eyes are closed. Is she blind?
Are there
she's
just no
blind,
eyes, or are they closed?
She's blind. I think she got in an accident when she was a little kid. And, yeah.
Oh. That gives
Well,
you
now I
credit.
feel awkward describing it.
Yeah, wow, and that's the first thing you look at. Well, look
Scarf.
at
She's got a scarf.
she's a very old woman. She was born this way. She's wearing one of those scarves. She looks really upset.
This is actually
She had-
right. This is how she was. It's
Oh,
a Benjamin Button situation.
She's very upset, and she actually predicts some extremely upsetting things. So
Oh, Can I
man.
tell you the blind seer trope? I'm on board. You don't need to give me
Yeah.
any examples. This woman sees the future.
Oh, for sure. So anyway, so she was a Bulgarian mystic and herbalist, and she was blind since early childhood, and she spent most of her life in the mountains of Bulgaria.
What time period?
She was born in like the 20s, I think.
Oh, wow.
Or something like that,
And they
yeah.
still had mystics. That's nice.
Yeah, I guess.
So that means that she probably died like not that long ago.
Yeah,
So
she
she's
didn't die
old
that
in this
long ago.
photo.
But you know what's weird is that so she died, I think it's 30 years ago or something like that now.
Wow.
And she still has predictions going up until 5,000.
Oh, so she okay.
Let me tell you something. Last couple days on this earth, you don't think I'm just yeeting off some fucking guesses just to see?
That's actually a great way to stay relevant for history to remember.
Just keep
you.
yourself
Yeah.
in the books. Just a full send on just a list. I guess I don't know. The Cubs will like take over the White House.
Wait, sorry, not 5,000, 5,079, which is the year she believes the universe will end. I don't care. I won't be around.
That's way too late.
Yes.
Well, universe. No, Earth definitely will be.
Yeah, we got a couple minutes.
yeah.
Yeah, right. 5,079. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Well, then you know what? That's a pussy guess because none of us are going to be able to verify it.
True.
So we just turn around and like, the universe is done in 5,079.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, fine.
You got us again, Baba.
So get this. So before her death at the age of 85, she made a series of predictions for the year 2020. The most startling revelation is that Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump's lives would be in danger.
But how did she even
What,
know?
she named them?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
She
said
died
President
30
Donald
years ago?
Trump.
She said 30 years ago in the year 2020, Donald Trump's life would be in danger.
So when Donald Trump was just a real estate guy, celebrity but real estate guy, and Putin was in the KGB or whatever he was doing before he was
Right,
leader?
I guess. I don't know how she would know. Or maybe she just said like the Russian leader, not Vladimir Putin, but she
It's
definitely
gotta
said
be the
Donald
Russian
Trump.
Russian leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said Vladimir Putin would look great shirtless on the back of a horse. Then, okay, now we're talking. Donald Trump did almost die from COVID, right? In 2020.
Yeah. Wait.
No, well, I mean, he got COVID, but he was
No, he was like short of breath.
That's what the media was telling you. Let me I
No,
don't
he
know
was-
which
he
way
was
that's
sick.
skewed.
Well, she goes almost as dramatically. She said that the U.S. president will fall ill with a mysterious illness that will leave him deaf and with a brain tumor. So that's partially true, not.
Do we think?
Deaf with a brain tumor. Okay.
I mean, I don't think he's deaf.
Maybe partially deaf.
Maybe. I mean,
Well,
he's
there's
old.
no way to know.
Yeah. He's like old as fucking shit,
He
right?
is old, yeah.
Who, Trump?
Yeah.
Well, and Biden. Well,
It's-
Biden's legally dead. So
Yeah.
did she predict that a corpse would be governing us in 2022?
That would be funny. Let's see. She also said she thought that the European continent was going to reach the end of his existence at the hands of Muslim extremists. So that didn't happen. A lot of people make this big reach where they're like, yeah, but Europe doesn't exist because of Brexit. And it's like, okay, well, what are we-
Give me
nice
a break.
try.
And that's not
Nice
because
try.
of Muslim extremists.
No, it has nothing to do with that. So anyway. So this is probably what she's most famous for, which is really insane. So in 1989, she guessed that America would be hit by 2 steel birds in a terror attack. So people think that that's 9/11.
Oh, no, I got
that
it.
is-
Sorry, I didn't mean to look.
Is that what that was?
Right. Isn't
Wait,
that
what?
insane?
This whole time. I was-
That's wild. That's
She
wild.
did not guess the year or anything, but still pretty insane.
I mean, that's 2. That's right on the money.
So you're definitely right. Everything's a
And
downer.
she also was claiming that the
Yeah.
Pentagon wasn't actually hit then, if she only said 2 planes.
I guess. Well, she also said that the 45th president of the United States would be the country's last commander in chief.
The big reveal here is that Max watches Alex Jones really, really often.
It's your favorite program.
The guy's got theories. Some of them are good.
I like the sound of his voice.
It's comforting. It's how I go to sleep at night.
He isn't deeply unwell, man.
No, he's mentally ill.
Oh yeah. Wait, did you guys hear me? So she thought that the 45th president of the United States would be the country's last commander in chief, and
Is that
so
current?
that is
No, that was Trump.
And I was like, when the insurrection happened, all her supporters were probably like, "Oh my
Oh
god,
my God.
it's fucking happening!" Isn't that crazy? I mean, obviously it didn't happen, but
Yeah.
She still has a chance, though. I'm going to get very nerdy here.
Right.
Biden is actually the 45th
fucking guy.
person to be president. So if it happens under Biden, she's still kind of right. Because Grover Cleveland had 2 non-consecutive terms.
Well, then I do believe it. Also, this fucking guy.
yeah.
I believe it's 1888 to 1892.
Yeah, okay, we get it, Ben. You went to school.
She also said that she predicted the 45th president would
I
be.
actually just realized I got the years wrong. That's really bothering me.
Good. Okay. Well, no one else
I'll
can.
fix that in post.
But she said that the 45th president would be like an egomaniac personality.
Wow, she
And-
got it
Doesn't
right.
Have a
Biden.
personality.
No, it's Trump. We're still talking about Trump. Yeah.
Biden. Always talking about that damn train.
yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
I
Trump.
mean, I guess everybody's an egomaniac that's a president,
Politician is an egomaniac person. Oh
Yeah.
my God. What a twist.
though. Call the media. Yeah, so she also got a bunch of things wrong as well. People say she's more of like an 80-20. Actually, people have studied her.
Those are good odds.
Yeah,
Let's not
80-20 is
do that.
great.
Yeah. Alex Jones is like 90-10.
What's
Just
the
the
10?
10 are like, whoa.
Oh, it's the tenor. Big misses.
So So she also had a big miss. She predicted that the 1994 FIFA World Cup would be played between two teams with the letter B, and
That's a
wasn't.
cartoonish guess.
Yeah.
That's not even.
Two teams with the letter. Okay.
And Bulgaria was eliminated by Italy in the semifinals, so she was wrong about that.
Wow.
Wow.
Way to go, asshole.
Fucking idiots.
Defenders are like, well, some people pronounce it Biddly, actually. Yeah.
And obviously she was incorrect about the Europe thing and, all
It's
that
not, I'm happy that she predicted something like the World Cup, because otherwise it sounds like she just did the most depressing.
It sounded like she was
Literally.
attacking America for
Yeah,
several
she
years.
hates America.
Well, or America just sucks.
The most offensive thing is that she didn't think we'd be in the finals of the World Cup.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah, that is not cool.
The United States could have made it all the way.
USA.
All right, we're going to go into our next lady. You
All
guys
right.
are ready? You know what's interesting is that all of these are ladies.
Is that a thing?
I
That
don't know.
women are more likely. You know about gay frogs? I don't know.
And which is interesting because the most famous example of a psychic helping the police is Psych, and he's a guy. The television program on USA, Characters Welcome,
Right.
Psych.
The nonfiction program.
That was a documentary series
Yes.
starring James Roday, Dule Hill.
In no particular order.
They are
It's a
equal
totally
leads. Let me tell you
co-star
something.
Situation.
But yeah, I don't know. I didn't find any men in my research, and I thought that was interesting. But then also, generally speaking, women are more intuitive than guys are. So maybe
More
that's
likely
just
to be psychics.
yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Or maybe just men don't have to go showboating about it. You know what I mean? Gals putting on makeup, getting in front of a camera.
Women be shopping.
Women be
Or-
predicting.
Yeah. All right, Rosemary Kerr.
This is actually her, not like an artist.
No, it's
representation.
actually her.
This is okay.
This is her in. She was on some program talking about this case that I'm about to discuss, and she was like,
Did she have a vision like during it? Because she is holding her head.
I think she was describing when she had the vision. I don't know.
She's like, and then it went like, ooh.
I hope she's describing when she had the vision and not just like.
She might be taking a shit. To be honest, she might just be pooping. But okay, what happened here?
Okay, so she helped in a case of the disappearance of Andre Daigle. So June 9th, 1987, 27-year-old New Orleans resident Andre Daigle met a friend for dinner and a few rounds of pool. It turned into a long night of drinking, after which Daigle was never seen alive again. When the news of his disappearance reached his sister, Elise McGinley, in Southern California, she sought out the help of a psychic, Rosemary Kerr, to pick up where the New Orleans police, who didn't suspect foul play, had let off. What? They didn't suspect foul play? That's insane.
Listen, sometimes you have a couple drinks, you go missing.
Yeah.
It happens.
So Kerr placed a finger on a photo of Daigle and sensed immediately that he was dead, according to her testimony in the murder trial that followed. So Kerr also correctly identified where Daigle's body would be found, which was a New Orleans swamp. But that's kind of
Oh, a
Broad.
swamp in New Orleans. I'll
Yeah.
call
Lot of
Ripley's.
swamps, yeah.
But the discovery helped break the case, which resulted in the conviction of two men who ended up testifying that they killed Daigle for sport.
Eesh.
Yep.
Wait, how did he get separated from the other friend?
I don't know.
You sometimes just run off.
Yeah, I guess. You meet somebody else. And,
Yeah. Make some friends. God
Yeah.
bless.
But yeah, so she died in 2015, and she was the first psychic ever to be placed on the witness stand in a murder trial. Which is interesting.
And like her testimony was used to convict.
I guess.
That's wild. And she only was she one and done?
She might have had some other things, but this is the only
'Cause
one that
let
I
me tell you
had
something.
written down.
That's a smart move. You solve one case, help, and you get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
And then you go, I choose not to psychic again.
Yeah.
It's 100%.
It's a personal choice.
Yeah, it's a personal choice.
Interesting. So it was the photo that tipped her off, touching the photo?
I
Yeah,
guess.
it was like, remember last week, it's one of the abilities, the
Yeah,
touching
yeah,
kind of thing,
yeah.
and then you get like a vision.
Okay, I will
you know?
say though, it's like, okay, this guy's gone missing under suspicious circumstances, and she's like, he's probably dead, and everyone's like, whoa.
Whoa!
Like, yeah, he's probably dead.
and she's like, he's in the swamp.
Yeah, but she's touching her head with both
Yeah.
hands. and
She's
it's-
selling it. Well,
Lady.
on Psych, he does that.
Yeah,
That's what he
like
does.
this is literally Louisiana. Like, of course he's in the
Right,
swamp.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
And he had gumbo last night.
And a hurricane from Paddy O'Reilly's or whatever that place is.
Can I ask, is That's So Raven on this list? Raven Baxter.
I wish.
Because she solved a couple crimes in the
Oh, yeah.
program.
Really?
You know? Yeah, when she was just like, you know that? Maybe we edit that in post?
Wait.
I just have a vision.
And the golden age of television was really wasted on you. Psych and That's So Raven.
I have a niche market.
Yeah.
Okay? Psychic-based program.
I don't think I ever saw That's So Raven. Was that a Disney program?
That was a Disney program, but I mean, it was when I was a kid, so you were just graduating.
It would have been weird. It would have been.
It would have been pretty pervy if you watched that show.
Psych. That's that one. That's the new Columbo, right?
Tom Selleck is Psych, right?
All right.
Reference, I understand.
Next lady, Nancy Weber. She's got a few. Let's pull her up.
Oh, she looks nice.
She looks nice. She kind of
Although-
looks like Mark's mom, actually.
Can I just say that she has the biggest teeth this side of the Mason-Dixon? But other than that, I trust her.
Yeah, had to insult her right away.
Especially these ones.
No, the top,
like,
you don't see top teeth
the
like that.
canines.
You think
Those
they're
are
fake?
Those are Pennywise teeth. No, you would never pay.
I didn't say it was a good dentist.
I didn't say it was a good thing. But she does, she has a mystic quality to her.
Oh, I didn't know. She's a sweet lady.
No, that small haircut like that, the short haircut, small.
Small haircut.
She's tiny little. She has tiny little ears.
I think it's just like an old lady haircut.
Yeah, but she wears it well.
Okay. Yeah.
I think she just looks like a character on Supernatural. Do I only watch one type of show?
You only watch one type of show and they all sound terrible, honestly.
They're really good.
No, they're not.
Oh, they're good. They are good
Oh my
programs.
God. All right.
Okay, take us through Nan.
All right. So Nance, she helped with a few murders. I'll go through a few. So the murders of Amy Hoffman and Deirdre O'Brien. So November 23rd, 1982, 18-year-old Amy Hoffman left her part-time job at the shopping mall in Morristown, New Jersey. A lot of New Jersey talk.
And that's been the case for a lot of our episodes.
Who would have thought bad things happen in New Jersey? Such a lovely place.
Yeah.
Newark, New Jersey. That's where I vacation, you know. But she apparently never got farther than the parking lot. So the next day, her car was found where she had parked it, the driver door open. Foul play was immediately suspected. When police came up empty-handed, they approached Nancy Weber, who was a local psychic they'd successfully worked with in the past. Nancy, who had already had visions of Hoffman's body and the assault, she said she had endured before being killed, so she already had visions of it before being killed. Led police down and
Are you saying a riddle? I don't know what's happening.
sorry, the way that they worded this was so interesting. So basically, she had already had visions of Hoffman's body and the assault
Before Hoffman was...
before she was killed.
Got it.
So
Okay.
who did
Yeah.
she tell beforehand that can corroborate that?
I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I trust her. She looks...
Yeah, she
This
does.
one I'm
She
going to
looks so
trust.
sweet.
Yeah, she looks really nice.
And the character on Supernatural is a good guy too. So
Well, I know. I
But she led police down an investigative trail that ultimately ended with the murder conviction of James, something with a K, Kodachich or something, whatever, who had struck again in the meantime, killing another 20-year-old named Deirdre O'Brien. So, yeah,
she caught this guy.
she caught this guy.
That's amazing. This was a serial killer.
Yeah, killed two
stopped them.
people. How many people do you need to kill to be a serial killer? 2?
No, more
I
than
think
2.
3 and below is rookie numbers. Once you start,
You're not going to call... Someone kills 4 people, you're going to call him a serial killer?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
That's 4 people.
How many do you need? Okay, I'm sorry. This fucking
That's
guy.
a big name.
You need double digits to be a real serial killer.
No, 8.
8.
Yeah.
8.
That actually does sound. That sounds like a good.
When I
number.
hear serial killer, I think like...
Well, here's the thing. No, 'cause
Well,
if
maybe
it-
I'm
if it's-
wrong. Who are the famous serial killers? Did they all get 8?
No,
or
I mean
more?
the fucking Zodiac only got like 5 confirmed.
Yeah.
But
with
here's the thing.
panache.
But that's the thing.
Yeah,
if there's
he
a big
does.
show,
That's cachet.
you can do
Yeah.
3 if there's a real.
A serial killer is typically a person who murders 3 or more people.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, suck on that, schoolboy.
Well,
Can't always get it right. Sorry,
All right,
please continue.
next
What else
murder.
did you solve?
The murder of Elizabeth Cornish. So, 1987, 42-year-old nurse and mother of 5. Ooh, that's sad. Elizabeth Cornish was beaten to death in her New Jersey apartment. The only suspect was her boyfriend who had found the body. However, no one in the Cornish family could fathom that the boyfriend was the killer, and that's when Cornish's sister approached Nancy Weber for assistance. Weber knew immediately that Cornish's boyfriend did not commit the crime and alerted the local police who were familiar with Weber and her work. At the scene of the crime, Weber told police that the killer lived right upstairs from Cornish. Weber's description of the killer matched 33-year-old John Reese, who lived in the apartment above the girl who was murdered. Reese was able to provide an alibi for the time of the death the coroner initially identified. However, Weber was relentless in her belief that not only Reese was the killer, but that the time of the death was not actually 4 hours earlier. Was actually 4 hours earlier than they said, sorry. Upon re-examination, the coroner changed the time of death, rendering Reese's alibi moot. So then Reese subsequently confessed and was sentenced to life in prison for her murder.
Nice. So she's 2 for 2.
She's 2 for 2.
Nancy, go out on top. I hope she fucking leaves the game.
That would suck to just happen to be that neighbor, though, and you're innocent. And she's like, but I saw you.
Yeah, no, you did it, though.
I didn't do it.
But he did do it. He did do it, 100%. So you're telling me this woman had visions. She got called in. She knew that the boyfriend didn't do it. And then at the thing, she described the killer and said he lives above him.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's insane.
You're a psychic. That's a psychic.
Yeah, it's a psychic.
She's a psychic.
I think it's just the face. She's smile. I can't picture her not smiling.
I can't
which
picture
means
her
that she was
lying.
saying all this
I
stuff
can't
while
picture her
smiling, which
lying.
is creepy.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's something a killer would do.
Look at that face. She's lying to you?
Okay, so you can see that lady describe these gruesome things.
No. Well, I can see her describing them, but she doesn't feel good about it. That depends. Is she in a storm grate and I'm playing with my paper boat that I just dropped down there that my brother made for me? And she's calling me Georgie all of a sudden, and then she bites my arm off. She's Pennywise the clown. Upon further looking, she is funny.
Okay.
That's a good point. I think that's
Here's the thing: are we only 2 in or 3? We're 3 in.
3 in.
The psychics are real, and I hope that I might one day have abilities.
That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all old ladies. They all have been old ladies.
I can't become an old lady. It's 2022.
I don't think I would want to know. If someone was like, you can have psychic abilities if you want it, I'd be like, no thanks.
Well, I certainly don't want these abilities.
No.
If I could dream and see the lotto numbers or something fun,
Right.
yeah. Am I dreaming of fucking murderers upstairs whacking it? I don't think so. I don't think I want that. No, I don't want that.
Yikes. Okay. All right. So one more case on this lady, and then we'll move on to our next gal. So there was 3 abducted children found alive thanks to her, which is pretty cool.
3 for 3, and
3
she
for
ends
3?
with a save.
Yep. So Debbie Keyes, the mother of 3 from Harding, New Jersey, had not seen her 3 children in 13 months.
What?
Not since the children's father had abducted them.
Aye.
Yikes. So Keyes brought the idea of seeking the assistance of a psychic to the detective working the case, Sergeant Lou Masterbone. He was skeptic of psychics. He was like, this is a waste of time, and he was super reluctant. However, he told CNN's Nancy Grace in 2005 that Weber had led them on a 3-state chase that ended in Hawaii, and all of the kids were reunited with her because they found them in Hawaii.
She's a psychic.
She's a psychic.
She's a psychic.
Well, she went to 2 states before.
That's true. But maybe they were in those 2 states, and he was just on the move to Hawaii.
You're defending her.
She was following the trail. She was sniffing them across.
She went to
state lines.
California and Texas, and then the
Yeah.
3rd most populous state, Hawaii.
These psychics just
She
want
wanted to hike to the Hollywood sign. She wanted to see the Alamo, and then she made it to Hawaii. She ended on the Big Island.
These psychics just want to go on vacation. Atlanta, Hawaii.
Well, all travel expenses are paid for when you're psychic.
That's the name of the game.
Yeah.
All right, next lady.
She's a. I mean, that woman's a psychic.
She's a psychic,
She didn't
for
even
sure.
get no misses.
I think she's still alive. As far as I could tell.
Nancy, please come on the podcast.
That would
Oh.
be great.
I
That'd be
apologize for
insane.
Ben's words earlier.
You were the one that went after the teeth.
No, on playback, I don't know.
I immediately.
Let's roll the tape.
I was immediately like, this woman is a sweetheart.
I mean, it's just not my instinct to go after appearances. But please continue.
All right, Noreen Raynor. Let's check out
Clinton.
Noreen.
Okay.
She is speaking at the Clinton School of Public Service.
Oh, is this sex education?
I thought that was so funny. I'm like, what is she doing speaking there?
I don't know.
Very strange. So anyway, she helped assist in the murder of Dora and John Kahn.
She does not look like. She looks like a politician.
Yeah.
She does not look like a psychic.
Yeah, but she's not
No.
going to win. She looks like she's.
Oh,
No.
she's a woman.
No, it's like a libertarian party.
Yeah.
She's the Green Party.
Oh, yeah.
This is, what was the woman that everyone like was?
Jill Stein.
Jill
Jill
Stein.
Stein. Oh,
Yeah.
my fucking God.
Was she libertarian or was she one of the
I think
other
she was a
ones?
libertarian.
I
Or
thought
maybe
she
an
was green.
independent.
She was green.
What's green? What is it? Oh, yeah. What's the green called? Just Green Party?
The Green Party, yeah.
Yeah, Ralph Nader was the Green Party.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know.
Yeah.
It
But I don't know
sounds like
what
it's
they
good for the environment, but I don't
Yeah.
think that's really their
No,
shtick.
it's the Money Party.
The money party.
There's a federation. All right, let's see here.
yeah.
Grassroots National Party. That sounds scary.
I don't like that. Politics
Sounds
specifically.
scary.
It's environmentalism, nonviolent social justice. It's the
Yeah,
pussy.
but-
It's the pussy party.
No, that's the Women's March.
You were at the Women's March.
I was. How embarrassing. Ugh, gotta scrub those photos from the internet.
You were in D.C.?
No, God, no.
They
I was
had
like
signs.
uptown.
Oh, she was.
She was wearing the hats to the
Yeah.
signs. It was great.
I did not wear the hat.
You wore the hat.
I wore a
I
hat.
can see. I wore a hat. It's very clearly the hat.
the pink.
Just happened to be a pink beanie, and yes, there was an indent
with
in the
cat.
middle.
Yeah, with cat ears and a vagina on the top.
If you want to call the hat a pussy beanie, then have at it.
All right. So this broad, let's talk about something that she did. So on May 15th, 1986, Dora and Jake Kahn, both 72, were shot and killed in their upstate New York home. Their grandson, James Mariani, became the prime suspect. Ooh, that sucks. And it was believed that he had two accomplices, Keith Snare and Robert Skinner, with whom Mariani had previously served prison time. So imagine killing your own grandparents. Yikes.
Yikes.
Weird.
Grandparents
Yeah.
is a really, that's fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah. As opposed to your parents. Which is
Well, no, but
No, I'm
I
kidding.
kind of, because parents, like, you have that
There's-
like intense relationship,
Yeah.
but grandparents, they're just sweet.
It's almost
Yeah.
always just a positive interaction.
Right.
right.
You know?
Yeah. So 2 years after the alibis of these men checked out, psychic Noreen Raynor was brought in by law enforcement at the Kahn family's request. So working with a police hypnotist, wow, that's interesting.
The police was already bought into magic then.
Yeah, right. Or they weren't. Or they're like, we're going to use this hypnotist, but what you're doing, that's good.
They're like, listen, we really want to frame these guys. How can we do it?
The lead detective / illusionist was on the case.
Hire him for kids' birthday party.
Why is the PI juggling? What are we doing?
Listen, enough of that sass. Go down to Captain Bearded Lady's office and give her your badge.
So anyway, this lady revealed that the couple knew the killer and that there were 3 people involved. So law enforcement then arranged a photo lineup that included Mariani, Snare, and Skinner, along with men who could not possibly have been connected with the shooting, which Noreen conducted with her eyes closed. This is ridiculous. Placing her hands on the photo, she identified Mariani, Snare, and Skinner. This led to the re-examination of their alibis, which it turned out did not hold up, and all 3 were convicted of murder and serving prison sentences.
Nice.
Yeah.
Probably still now, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you kill 2 people, yeah.
He killed his grandparents with 2 extra people.
I guess.
If you're going to do it, just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What a garbage person.
I know.
So you're saying they were about to be acquitted or not even charged or something?
yeah,
didn't
they
have,
weren't
like, a
going to be
full
charged.
case?
Yeah, and then she literally was like,
Oh.
and then pulled out a few photos. That's the kind of nonsense.
I mean,
That's insane.
that was
but then
enough?
well, no, I mean, they pulled it out and then they started looking back into them, turned out their alibis weren't right, and then maybe like matched some other evidence to them.
Wow.
This just got the ball rolling, essentially.
I got to say, this is the least impressive of a psychics proving a case.
I agree.
And what is she doing talking at the Arkansas school for?
She was campaigning for Hillary Rodham Clinton.
I don't know. That's her Facebook profile.
That's her.
What-
Okay.
It is, I swear to
Was
God.
she one and done? Is this it?
Yeah, that's one. I think she might have had a few other ones, but I didn't include them here. So, last but not least, Christy Robinette.
Would you?
Oh.
okay.
Christy, that's a modern psychic. Christy's
Modern
moving
psychic.
on with the
That-
times.
By far the youngest that we've
Yes.
Yeah.
encountered. Okay.
You know what I don't like about her though is that
Well,
she
her-
seems like she thinks being a psychic is cool. She's in it for the cool
Yeah.
vibe. We get it. You have red hair. We get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, her teeth are very short.
Very short teeth. Yeah.
They are tiny teeth.
So there's no.
Well, the 2 big ones in the middle, tiny teeth surrounding.
I think that's just all relative.
Is that a
I
smoky
think-
eye that she's doing?
I think it's a smoky eye. Yeah. She's got nice eyes.
She does.
She
They're
does
really
have
popping.
nice eyes.
Although I don't trust psychic with polka dots. I think a psychic needs to be a little more subdued.
It's too quirky. It's
It's
too
too
like I go to
quirky.
witchcraft
Zip,
conventions.
zip, to do. There's a body in the river.
Lady, we're trying to focus here.
She comes in juggling.
Yeah, I need my psychics to be like tortured by their abilities.
Yes.
And run down,
Yeah,
looking
you-
ragged.
I need
know?
you on the brink.
Oh,
at all
on the
times.
oh, for sure. Like one false step away from a mental breakdown at all times.
She's doing well.
Well,
All right.
maybe
so, wow.
she's kind of the kind of psychic that you were talking about before. Maybe she's predicting the lotto numbers. Maybe she's a happy.
Oh, she's
psychic.
a happy psychic. Is that
Well,
true? Ooh.
no, I mean, no, it's also murder psychic, so
Right.
not really.
So I was off on that.
Yeah, so good guess.
Yep.
All right, so 2004, 20-year-old Ashley Howley disappeared from the town of Columbus, Ohio. While the case went cold, Ashley, or rather her spirit, was diligently trying to communicate with Christy Robinette, a Michigan spiritual medium who spoke extensively with Reader's Digest after helping law enforcement solve crimes like this one.
Huh.
So
She's
Ashley-
a medium then.
I guess so. So she's saying that Ashley's spirit, which according to Robinette, needed time to figure out how to get her message across, and eventually told Robinette she had been murdered by her boyfriend and where her body could be found. So she's saying that the murdered person herself is coming to her and saying all this, which is insane.
That's insane.
So 2008, her body was found in the very spot that she said it would be, marked by a stick, and her boyfriend was brought to justice.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's amazing.
How long ago was this?
This was 2008, the conviction, and 2004, she went missing.
Was Jennifer Love Hewitt in Ghost Whisperer already out at this time?
What do you watch? What do you watch?
The worst TV that there ever has been. Like, every horrible TV show, you're on it.
This is crazy.
I mean, I'm not talking about Patricia Arquette and Medium. I mean,
Oh, my God.
It's actually the exact plot of an episode of Two Broke Girls.
I would never watch that. Come on.
Alrighty, so last one. This is also with Robinette. So there was a map to the body of a woman named Julie Popovic. So Robinette was visited by another young woman from Ohio in August in 2005, so same time frame as that other girl. It was the spirit of 20-year-old Julie Popovic, a student at Ohio State University who disappeared earlier that month.
The Ohio State.
She makes sure she stipulates it when she.
They always do that when they list their schools before a football game.
I know.
Yeah.
Julie's body was discovered 3 weeks later, but not before Julie pushed her way through the other spirit. She said there was other spirits waiting to speak with her, but she pushed her way through
Single file line.
and asked her to draw a map and the map of where her body would be found. And they basically found her body exactly where the spirit told Robinette it would
2
be.
for 2.
Crazy.
That's insane.
Insane.
Good for her.
Pretty good. Yeah.
That is. I mean, that's a cooler. I'm actually. The whole thing makes sense that she's so inviting looking because spirits just have to come up to you and be like, "Do you mind?
Do you mind if I unload this whole thing
Yeah,
on you?
I
Kind
gotta-
of get murdered.
I got a bit of trauma."
Let's also say when we're judging the different psychics, she's the young. She might have just begun.
She's
she
a
might
modern.
have more
She's a
left.
modern woman.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Who was your
she's got-
favorite?
Of. I mean, Big Teeth.
Big Teeth? Yeah,
Yeah.
Big Teeth is nice.
I mean, she was cool. I mean, she was just. She swung for the fences. She's quite literally did not miss. I mean, she's a star.
Yeah, the first lady
There
got
she
some
is.
really amazing.
I love her.
Ah.
Oh, come on.
But the first lady, that Dorothy Allison, got some things that were like super accurate.
I mean,
which is
she
Yes.
was amazing. Was she the bow? No, the bow was.
No, that's the bow. That's her.
She's the bow.
Yeah.
But she had misses. She had notable misses, and
Yes.
it's hard to overlook that.
And she's not
Yeah.
even showing her teeth, which
Yeah,
is kind
which
of a-
leads me to believe that there's nothing in there.
I don't know. No, there's nothing in it. If there are, they're black.
So yeah, I think we've been had, but I actually think it's really interesting how maybe I don't know how much it's going on today, but I would say a lot of police have actually used psychics in a real way. Which is
I mean,
crazy.
listen, because like so many cases, as we learned, end at a place where it's like they have literally nothing.
Yeah.
So it's not going to hurt the
Yeah,
case
why not?
if you hear this witch
Yeah.
for a couple minutes.
Right.
That's crazy that they had one on the stand.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Right.
Yeah.
You would think the defense would be like, "What are we doing here?"
Right.
Like you have to throw out your entire case because this
Well,
is
the
your witness.
defense would just come on and just be like, Your Honor, there's a psychic on the stand. Objection. On what grounds? Telepathy? I didn't learn
know the
this
word
in
for it.
law school.
Yeah, we were had.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for the new
Oh,
setting.
thank
yeah.
you for the new setting. Look, who are we thanking? Are we just thanking
I don't know.
the
I was
team?
staring
Just
at the
thank you,
candle.
America. Thank you. And Baba Yaga, actually, she guessed that the three of us would die in a small room surrounded by green screen.
Thank
so,
you.
Fingers crossed she still has it.
And I hope I'm asked back here at the Arkansas School of Public. Whatever.
All right, toodaloo.
Bye.
Bye.